Hi, my name is Bruno Sade from brunosade.com, and today I want to talk about how to use EFT to avoid suffering trying to control the uncontrollable. What do I mean by this phrase? This is actually a quote by the Greek philosopher Epictetus, or however you pronounce it, who said something along the lines of suffering is trying to control that which is beyond our control or neglecting what is within our control. So external events are outside our control, are beyond our control, whereas our actions are something that we can control. Similarly, there's another interesting quote or phrase called the Serenity Prayer, which says something like, please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So both of these quotes speak to how usually we could say that suffering or even stress is when we spend our emotional energy wishing that things outside our control were different, or trying to control things that we cannot control or maybe we cannot even influence. And it does nothing to change these things except worsen our mood, our state of mind, how we are feeling in that moment. So there's a key word that can give us a clue when we are trying to control the uncontrollable or suffering trying to control the uncontrollable, which is the word should. Whenever we use the word should, it tends to point out that we are suffering trying to control the uncontrollable. Things which are outside our control, for example, could be the economy, like the economy of the world, of the country we live in, the weather, other people's thoughts or behaviors, traffic, the past, because we cannot time travel to the past to change our actions. So when we use the word should, for example, oh, it's raining outside and I really wanted to go to the beach. It shouldn't be raining today. What a bummer. Uh, you know, it is what it is. It is raining. We cannot change the weather. We can decide whether we want to stay inside and watch a movie instead of going outside, or maybe we can grab an umbrella and go outside regardless and go walk under the rain. Then another example with the word should could be, oh, that person is driving really slowly. They're wasting my time. They shouldn't be driving so slowly. But again, we cannot change how they drive. And no matter how angry we get or frustrated, etc., the other person is probably going to keep driving at whatever speed they are driving. And all we can do is find the opportunity to safely drive away from them whenever the opportunity presents itself. If we are in such a hurry, perhaps next time we might think about leaving our house earlier so we don't have to become too stressed about being late, or we can kind of feel at peace with the idea that we might be a bit later than we thought we would be to whatever place we're going to. Or it could be another example of the word should is, oh, that person shouldn't think what they are thinking or shouldn't say what they are saying. And again, we can try to reason with them and perhaps we might be able to influence how they think, but at the end of the day, we cannot control it. So we can decide whether we want to engage in conversation with them or not, or go focus our energy somewhere else, but we cannot really control what they think or do. So how do we apply EFT to this idea of suffering is trying to control the uncontrollable? Well, we can come up with, as usual, with specific events and tap on how we feel about them when thinking about them now. So for example, as we start a tapping round on the side of the hand, saying something like, even though when I notice outside that it's raining and I really wanted to go to the beach, it shouldn't be raining, it makes me feel sad. And I notice this sadness in my throat area. I accept myself anyway. Or another example could be, even though we wouldn't tap while we are driving, but let's say once we are at a place where we can tap safely without becoming distracted while we are driving, we could say, even though when I remember this morning I was driving and that person was driving so slowly, they were really wasting my time. Why were they going so slowly? When I think about it now, it makes me feel really frustrated. And I feel this frustration in my belly area. I accept myself anyway. Or a more neutral statement, this is what I'm noticing right now. Then another example could be, even though when I think about what this person, let's say, he shouldn't have said that to me. When I think about it now, it makes me feel really hurt. And I feel this hurt feeling in my chest area. I accept myself anyway. And in this case, you probably want to perhaps mention the phrase that this particular person said to you as a way to keep your mind, your tapping more specific and targeted and focused. So even though I can't believe that he would say that to me, that he would say that I am selfish, how can he think that of me? I accept myself anyway. Or another area where we might try to control the uncontrollable is with the past, like trying to change the past. So something like, even though when I remember what I said at that party, that was such a bullish thing to say. I wish I could go back in time and not say that. I feel really embarrassed when I think about it now. And I feel this embarrassment in my face. I accept myself anyway. So we are using EFT to diminish or release our unpleasant emotional reactions to these situations that are now beyond our control. Because intellectually, we might be able to understand that, yeah, it doesn't make any sense to try to control the uncontrollable, but emotionally, we feel what we feel. And EFT is a tool that we can use to change how we feel about that which we cannot control, and also about that which we can control. So as usual, when you start tapping on any of these specific events, what might happen is that during or after a round of tapping, you might notice another memory coming up that's probably connected to the theme that you are tapping on. And you can decide to tap on that memory right then and there because it's probably connected, or you can make a note of it to tap on it at another time. And if at any point you get the sense that it might become too emotionally intense to tap on your own, you can enlist the aid of a certified practitioner to help you tap on these things. So that's all for today. I hope this was useful, and I look forward to seeing you again in one of my next videos.